Hi, friends. As many of you know, Truth and Love Ministry hosts mission trips each year. Christians from around the country converge in an often high demographic area of our LDS friends, and we share the gospel. In many cases, this is something that Christians are taking a step for the very first time, never done something like this before. Today, I'm joined by Trisha, and she is going to share a little bit about her experience with us. If you had to reflect on the week, Trisha, what maybe just stands out for you?
I'm so glad I went. It was a huge step for me. My husband also went along. We had never done something like this before. We felt like we were out of our comfort zone for sure. I thought it was very nicely put together.
Awesome. Sometimes when folks first arrive, there can be a feeling of nervousness, like, what did I sign up for? Or even, can I really do this? We do provide plenty of training and try to answer as many questions, set people at ease so that they're ready to go. Anything that you might share along the lines that you did in terms of the preparation or the training itself?
We read the book, Speaking the Truth in Love to Mormons. And we also read God, the Ultimate Humanitarian. And I'm very glad that we went through that at home because what they believe is so foreign to my belief. And I am glad that I was aware of it in detail before we went there, because that way, when we did the training before we went out to knock on doors, it was a review. And I'm also thankful because then when I was at the door, I didn't have a look of shock on my face when people would share their beliefs with me.
So after the training, ultimately, we do hit the streets. And that's when I feel like there's a miracle that happens. The Spirit shows up, as he promises that he does, and a transformation takes place, right? There's a transformations, of course, as the word works every time, every door, but also as God's people are sharing the message and the confidence that it brings. I wonder, Trisha, if you'd be willing to share just a little bit about your experience of that transformation, that miracle when as you first started going out.
The first couple doors, my partner who had done this in previous years, she started out, and I was thankful for that. Then it was my turn, of course. After I did the first 3 or 4 houses, my hands stopped shaking. I gained confidence, and I also noticed that I started gaining clarity in my mind of how this message all comes together. You can see in their eyes when they start to understand that what you're saying to them does not align with what they've been taught. There's a change in their expression, and I think they get more thoughtful. Instead of saying, oh yes, it sounds like we believe the same thing, they're saying, oh, no, something sounds a little different. And I think that's the opportunity to plant the seed. We don't expect to change somebody's faith beliefs in an instant at the door. We have to plant that seed. When you leave their door, of course, you leave them with some material. You leave them with the website beyeperfect.org. And some of them, you really get the sense that they're going to look at it. But others, even if they don't look at it, you have planted a seed in their mind, and that's going to sit with them for at least a little while. No matter how the conversation seems to go, I think it's a victory.
For sure, because the word works every time. Anything you might share just for somebody who's on the fence? So I've been always thinking about maybe doing something like this.
In 1 Corinthians, Paul says that he resolved to know nothing but Christ and him crucified. And Paul also says he went with fear and trembling, which is the way I felt all the way to Logan. And even up until it was actually my turn to start knocking on doors. So it's you're in good company. You know, Paul felt the same way. You know, it's good to have an understanding of what the Mormons believe, but that's not what you're going to focus on. You're going to focus on the Christian message. And so you're already prepared.
Thanks for sharing. That just makes me think, like, because each one of us has been reached with the gospel, we each have a story to share, right? God can use each one of us. It's transformational, spiritual growth, and interactions that you're never going to forget. For those of you who maybe say, boy, I really want to have that joy overflow to more, I want to encourage you to check out our website, tilm.org/give, to support these mission trips so even more people can experience that joy of Jesus. Blessings on all you do to share Jesus' love with the lost. Go give them heaven.